Good morning. How many cases do you think an average attorney handles? Any professional understands that the cornerstone of efficiency and effectiveness is research, and so is the same for being an effective attorney.
So we did an initial survey of seeing how many attorneys spend most of their time on legal research, and it's a crazy number. It's from anywhere from like 15 to 35%, and we're trying to see how can we minimize this percentage to a lower number so attorneys can focus more on their cases instead of the legal research, and at the end of the day, be more efficient. I think our clicker ran out of juice.
There we go.
Okay. So we are LegalEase pros. I am Starkhan.
I'm Jade.
And together we're presenting LegalEase Plus, your pocket-sized legal assistant.
Meet Starkhan, our founder and our future law student, lawyer in the making. Starkhan is going to New York Law School in the fall, and currently he runs a successful family business and has plenty of background in what it takes to be successful.
Meet Jade. She's an in-house counsel and a LegalEase pro. She's an attorney for California, and she's had many experience of capitalized startup businesses and holds many patents.
As a practicing lawyer, I understand that time is money. Billable hours are everything. And efficiency is very important, for lack of a better word. There's nothing worse than doing research and your forum regurgitating so much information to you. It's disorganized, you don't understand it, and really, application is going to be everything. How do I apply everything that has just been spat at me, given this one piece of the law that I wanted to research? So how do we fix this?
So Jade and I have been coming across a lot of attorneys mentioning how they want to be more efficient, they want to be more effective in their caseload, having an approximate of like 8 to 10 cases a day, rounds up to about 40 cases a month. So these attorneys are handling a lot of different areas of cases. So we want to know, like, how do they become more efficient? Other attorneys are mentioning how they're looking for an easier way because they're using all these different databases and systems and research systems, and they're realizing that they're not getting the bottom line. What we want to do is bring the bottom line to these attorneys so that ease and comfort and effectiveness can be applied to all attorneys. So meet Stella, your pocket-sized legal assistant. It fits anywhere, it's very convenient, and it's compatible for anything.
Stella is a voice-activated, competent device. In conjunction with LegalEase Plus, Stella is able to conduct voice-activated legal research that is competent, that is organized, and that is understandable. She gathers the information from LegalEase Plus, our research database, and gives you a summary of that information that is reliable, understandable, and easy for you to then communicate to whomever is asking whatever legal question it is that you had.
So the way this works is that we have a group of professionals, legal professionals, that handle all these research databases. They play games, they play with different types of question scenarios, and at the end of the day, they kind of give you the bottom line. So you have one part of the system which gives you very obvious and easy, like court hours, e-filing, fax filing, things like that. Then you have the more complicated side. The more complicated side takes an effect of like scenarios that lawyers always run into that needs plenty of legal research. So with our legal professionals, they take the information from these databases and apply it. And that's how we came up with this price. An annual subscription per law firm is $599.99. And in this subscription, you're paying for that legal professional group. You're paying for all these databases to be jumbled up into one complete sentence. So when you do ask Stella, this perfectly small machine, of a question of a legal question, it spits out the answer. And then we have this convenient device for only $30 each. So let's say you have a firm of like 5 or 6, like our firm currently. It's convenient because every attorney can have this on their desk and use it at any time, and it gets transferred into the database that you're paying of $600 a year. So it's all convenient. Everything is in one cloud, so you don't have to pay additional subscription fees. One firm, one subscription, you're good to go. So why LegalEase Plus? Why not any other database? LegalEase Plus is effective, efficient, and reliable. As I mentioned, our legal professionals know what they're talking about, they know what they're doing, and they can get you the bottom line. You can hire a legal assistant, but legal assistants are their salary ranges from $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Our price is only $600 a year. Just think about all the money you can save, just think about all the time you can save, and all the space you can save going with LegalEase Plus. Our target market is lawyers in California and New York. The reason why we picked those 2 states is because those 2 states have the most database research where our product would be most effective. We can, down the road, we can concentrate on smaller states, but at the moment we want to target these big 2 areas, mostly because of the active law firms. We're trying to target a big amount of law firms at a small amount of time. We can get our branding out there, our name out there, we can get our company out there, and efficiently provide our success from our company to other companies.
Currently, research databases exist. You can use anywhere from LexisNexis, Westlaw. There is a forum called FastCase, and then all of those have annual subscriptions for law firms, logins, usernames, what have you. Google Scholar is still free. It's the free research forum. What separates us from our competition is our Stella device. The concept that you could purchase LegalEase Plus on its own, and you have more or less the same research database to pull information from. In conjunction with our Stella device, that information is consolidated, it's put into an understandable, convenient, and direct summary for you.
So to make this a real project and to kind of get it out there, we have our production and logistics, our companies that we've worked with, that are familiar with. One of them is Analog Devices. So they're a company that's been around for about 50, 60 years. They're located in Los Angeles, and we've already spoken with them about building our technology. They like the idea. We've made a prototype with them, and they want to continue producing our product. We have Super National Express, they're a logistics company. They go worldwide, they go overseas. So right now we're only focusing on California and New York, and they actually produce real results. So if we want something to get out there, we need some product to go somewhere else, they can get it in no time. And then we have Robert Half Technology. So as I mentioned before, we have that legal professionals that are just sitting around figuring this out daily. So part of Robert Half Technology, they'll be helping us assist through the transition of getting this thing running and going. And we want to fix all the problems ahead because we want to take the headache out of lawyers and doing law. So our financial projections, so we're planning to sell to 2,000 firms at $600 yearly subscription. That's about $1.2 million. And with that, we're going to cover overhead costs. We're going to cover production. We're going to cover mostly everything. Our expenses for the first year is a bit hefty because of costing of salary and kind of setting everything up. The most expensive part is probably production of the database and the cloud. The device itself, it only costs $15 to make. We're selling it for $30, so it's about a $50 markup, and we're making profit from there. And for this, the purchasing the database researches, so it's around $450 to use LexisNexis, all of these databases to have a subscription fee, and we're charging $600. So we're making $150 off each subscription, and from that, this is how we project our profits. So with promotion and advertisement, a lot of you probably already heard of Provisors. Jade is an active member of Provisors, and she attends regular meetings and kind of promotes our firm and our company. She's already introduced our product, and a lot of people are interested, not because it's not just because it's new, it's because they want convenient. They have hundreds of clients. They have clients coming in every day. They have cases running back and forth. They want to accomplish this quicker and more efficiently. We want to also advertise in Los Angeles Lawyer Magazine and obviously New York Law Journal. An example of one of our ads would be, as presented on the right, of LegalEase Plus. We could bring in the reviews that already have customers talking about, just to show how reliable and efficient our product really is. So for our growth, we plan to kind of gain the recognition and obviously just kind of get our name out there.
The potential for growth is obvious. Something like this does not already exist. What do we want? We want it now, fast, efficient. Here it is.
So with LegalEase Plus, the way towards legal success is going with our company. So this little pocket device can save you lots of money, can save you a lot of time, and make you the best company out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, LegalEase Plus. This time, get ready for some comments and questions from the judges.
Are you working with a technology company for your device that you created it, the one you have?
Yes, so the first company I mentioned, Los Angeles, they've helped us kind of get the design and prototype. They like the tiny size. Originally, we were thinking about like a square rectangle looking thing, but I looked at Jade's desk and she has a lot of cases that it won't fit. So we're like, hey, why not just make it smaller? And they helped us design a prototype and they're helping us put additional features.
That's what my company does, advise, and we build a lot of parts. One thing I advise you is make sure if you can come up with a way to sync that to other devices people have, because there is a big resistance to carrying an additional item, no matter how important it is. People just resist to it.
I completely agree, and that's actually what we want to do. We want to implement like a Bluetooth compatibility, and as I mentioned, so we have the LegalEase Plus and we have the Stella. LegalEase Plus can be accessed by any computer and possibly in the future of any smartphone, but our whole goal is to kind of get our branding out there. Yeah, we can be another program that's on your desktop that you probably never use, or we can be a device that you pretty much look at, talk to, communicate. So pretend a legal assistant is in there, but you can travel with it, you can go to anywhere you want and have your legal assistant helping you.
I agree, but that's a great option to have because we find out that's a big point of sale. People want to merge the items.
I agree.
Thank you.
The database that you're drawing from, are you creating a new database or are you pulling from the existing databases that are out there?
Initially, we are building our own database. If other companies would like to join, be a part of our database, obviously that is another big point of potential growth. But initially, we would like to keep it LegalEase Plus, Stella, just us.
And are we talking, you have case opinions, statutes, court rules, things like that?
Yes, we would have what LexisNexis Westlaw already has. We would have forms, published opinions, unpublished opinions, statutes, codes, case law. I won't get too nuanced, but yes, we will have all of that.
And the people behind it that are doing the research, are we talking attorneys or paralegals or both?
Yeah, so kind of a both. We want a diverse community because you can interpret law in any way, and we kind of need that. So we need kind of like a bottom line. So having a diverse community of legal professionals, paralegals, legal assistant, attorneys, judges can kind of give us a more concrete answer instead of it was just a group of attorneys. So having a diverse legal professional group will give us a definite answer.
It also gives us the opportunity to, a part of what we are doing is organizing, summarizing, and making it understandable. So in the way I would tell you, or in the way I would convey what I have found for research, Starkhan might convey differently. And so it's important to understand what we're saying, to apply it. So it's got to come from a couple different sources.
Thank you. Is the device just a communication device, or I'm trying to figure out how it kind of works all together? So I communicate to a group of lawyers or paralegals through the device?
So you're not communicating directly with these attorneys or group. You're communicating with Stella, your pocket-sized legal assistant.
Okay.
So you say, hey, Stella, can you give me code statute of California 921? It tells you this is what it is. And then you further on ask, okay, can you tell me when this was placed in effect? Because laws do change every day and cases do get updated. So we have the most updated, most efficient material out there. So you're directly asking the legal assistant, but all this information is produced by that legal professional group.
And it's given back to them in a verbal form or a...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
This is a very, very interesting idea you have here. I'm also a member of Provisors, so I understand the environment that you're trying to promote this in.
Calabasas one.
Okay. Here's my question. Is this really meant to be an add-on to Westlaw and all of the other traditional sources, or are you hoping that this will ultimately replace all the other sources?
I want to understand your question. It is an add-on in a sense, because right now there's no legal research forum that is able to summarize, organize, and make what it is that you have found understandable. So in that way, it is an add-on. In another way, it is the first of its kind. I don't know that it would necessarily replace those. It's very difficult to throw professionals who have been doing things a certain way for a very long time. It's difficult to throw them off their game. And we acknowledge that, but we also acknowledge that there is an entire generation of young people who like information now. And we are very, we like to have it just, here it is. So that's what this will be. Did I
Okay.
answer your question?
Yes, it does. Also, will this have the capability to provide any kind of transcripts? Because, it's one thing to get an answer audibly, it's another to have something to reference when you're standing in court trying to make your case. So will that be the case, or will they have to rely on the more traditional source for those kind of written notes?
Yeah, so that was actually one of our ideas to implement. So originally we were thinking about how do we get this material on your printer, on your computer, and initially we did want to follow that route, but right now we just want to provide you those quick answers. Eventually we want to give you those answers in physical form and virtual form. So yes, you go in court, you don't want to take out this device and have it talk for you, you're the attorney.
Right.
So we want to provide that material accessible anywhere, and we want it, like I mentioned, we have the Bluetooth compatibility. So let's say if you forgot your briefcase in the office, you have your legal assistant, you hook it up, you tell, hey, can you send me this to my phone? You have it on your phone. Can you send it to this printer? Print it right now, I need it now. It's done, it's good for you. So let's say if this wasn't here, you would have to call your office. You would have to talk to your secretary, hey, I'm in a rush, I have court in 2 minutes, send me this. It's gonna take some time to send it. With LegalEase Plus, it's already there. It's going to give it to you. It's going to hook it up. It's going to do everything for you. You just have to read it off to the court.
Last question. Have you test marketed this in any live situation to be able to see under normal day-to-day attorney strains how well this works?
Yes. So we have to. So what it does is it builds off from a Wi-Fi connection, and once you're up and running, it's fast. It takes about 10 to 15 seconds. I've tested it in our office. I tested it in my home. We tested in a court where Wi-Fi isn't that good, and it actually worked pretty well because the compatibility of it it's pretty strong, and being a kind of a small device, you can take it anywhere. But yeah, it does work in multiple situations, multiple scenarios. So if I was to take it in court, I wouldn't be worried.
It is the information that is coming from it is feasible, it makes sense, it's understandable, and it's actually very useful.
All right, great. Thank you, LegalEase Plus.